You're listening to the SojuTalk Nation Podcast, episode 32.
On today's episode, we discuss this week in music and episode 2 of Girls Planet 999.
So sit back and chill with friends. You're listening to The After Show with the SojuTalk Nation. Welcome to the SojuTalk Nation Podcast, a chill discussion on this week in the SojuTalk Nation. We're recording on Wednesday, August 18, 2021. I'm your host, Crispy, and returning back to the show with her internet fixed and no storm is Koala. Welcome, Koala.
Hello.
So there's no storm this week in Germany. But
There's.
Oh, there is a storm. Well,
yeah, kind of.
Well, I'm glad that your internet's not affected this week, but I was gonna say it's not the same kind of storm, but the temperature is a bit low for summertime for August.
I don't like it.
What's the temperature right now?
So it's like 13 in Celsius and like about 60 in Fahrenheit.
That's absurd. I just don't understand. It's August. It's very warm in California. So my sympathies to you, and I hope you get through this very rough winter in August.
August.
All right. Announcements this week. Soju Sessions episode 20 is dropping on Friday, August 20th this week. So 20 on 20. And I have a special guest lined up to do a deep dive on Red Velvet's Queendom. Yeah, no hints. I think the person, everyone knows this person. This person has a very well-known presence, and you may or may not know what this person actually looks like. I think that's the hint I'll give you. Yeah, so
it's totally me. I'm the special guest.
You know what? You know, you're the influencer. You know, you're the trainee. You're the person who will likely be an idol next year. So you know, I think you gave it away. So great. Thanks for ruining the surprise, Koala. Appreciate it. All right, perfect. Yeah, so check that out on Friday, episode 20, dropping on August 20 this week. All right, let's move on now to this week in SojuTalk Music. We have 2 songs this week. We have MakaMaka with Hey You, and the return of Red Velvet with Queendom. All right. Koala. We got MakaMaka. We got Hey You. Shout out to Max. Shout out to the meme on the server. What's a MakaMaka? I don't know, but we got to find out somehow. And shout out to the crew for covering this song. I think Doug, as much as Doug was trying to be nice about it, I think he just wanted to lean into the meme. And we all appreciate this because we are true MakaMaka stans on the show. But in your opinion, what did you think about the song, and how did you like the music video?
What the fuck was that? It was so confusing. Like, I don't know what the song was. Like, at the beginning I thought, oh, this could go somewhere, but then I realized they're repeating the chorus way too many times. I'm very much known to not be a girl group stan, and that's why I also tend to like the darker stuff more than like bubbly stuff. So the only part that I kind of enjoyed was like that dance break for 5 seconds where they totally switched up their outfits and the set. I don't know where that came from. And before that, it was like they were dancing in like longer dresses and skirts, I think, and it gave up an older vibe. I can't describe it. And I don't know. Is there a storyline? I didn't really get the MV. Like, not at all.
You mean like the pilgrim long nightgown dresses?
Yes.
I don't understand what that was. I really don't. I was so confused. Also, you remembered the song. That is a lot more than me. I cannot remember.
It is very annoying.
I will say, You know, Anita, I feel for you. What story? Big question mark. You know, I tried to get into it too. You know, I thought there was some, you know, some high school themes happening. It's like, okay, cool, we got a little bit of high teen. That's like the thing right now. But she eats a macaroon and she has an acid trip. And I'm here for it. Although the acid
Yeah.
trip didn't really go anywhere, which was, you know, kind of upset, kind of sad. You know, I would be upset if my acid trip was bland like that, and you know, I didn't really have any revelations about the world, because I have no revelations about this song. It's kind of just there. It exists. Cool. What did you think about Warren going next level with his genius and dropping some neuroscience on us? You know, he was only using 15% of his brain prior to this song, and with all the time that he spent thinking, analyzing, immersed in this world, he's now using 45% of his brain, and Anita clearly did not understand that. What did you think about that exchange?
I don't know when the last time was when Lauren trolled this hard that it took like 3 minutes to explain the joke. But goddamn Warren. he's like also so confident about just talking BS sometimes. Like he knows that that's not his opinion, but he conveys it to the audience. And Anita is just visibly confused about everything he says.
Seriously, like her flower petals were starting to wither and to wilt away. She was just so exasperated. You know, she needed some water to be rehydrated. But you know, Anita, it's okay. We got you. We'll get you in some sun, get you to grow a little bit. Because I think Warren was very adamant and passionate about his new concept of the world. Yeah, song of the year. Not an art form, or not a song, an art form. Song of the decade? Question mark.
Oh, don't.
Kendrick Lamar level rap verses. But seriously, I think that bit was excellent and well done, Warren. I think you should do more of those. I think Soju Talk should just be Warren. How long can this bit go until the audience starts to believe that you believe what you're saying? Because I personally love it. So yeah, I'm good with it. It was kind of nice that Doug pointed out that yes, they are a smaller group. Yes, they're a very new group. This is their second song, I think they mentioned on the show. And you know what? Any kind of exposure is good exposure, and I think us as a community, I think we can all like get behind this as a running joke. And I think since Max kind of started it, it's kind of blown up now to this level. And I hope people understand the joke. I hope people are pretty light about the situation, because, you know, the internet can get a certain kind of way. But yeah, what did you think about, you know, overall having this song now be part of like the Soju Talk running joke?
I don't even. This joke is going for too long already. I think it started around like when the Minju game was popping off, and that was a year ago. And I think the group itself is only a year old. So we've probably been having them as an inside joke for more than half of their career. It, I mean, it's not bad to have this song like on the show. It's kind of funny, and this week especially wasn't like as strong as the other weeks in terms of like popular releases, so it was fine.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there are a lot of redeeming qualities to having a song like this on the show. And you know, like the Minju joke, like it started in Minju, but I do also feel like there's only like a small portion of like the active users on Discord that like really understood what was happening. Because I think for like a general audience person to just come in on the server, they may actually think like, oh, this person does like MakaMaka. I don't know anything about them. And now it's like, you know, they get a ton more views. I don't know, maybe they become so much more popular because of this like viral nature that the company reaches out to Soju Talk and says, hey, we want to collaborate, and then we're good. I don't know.
But like,
I'm making stuff up.
At this point, I'm pretty sure it's not a joke anymore. It started as a joke. But like there are 3 people too much involved in this group.
Very invested, very invested. Yeah, overall, I think a net positive. I think we all like to have fun sometimes, and if they do better music in the future, who knows? Maybe it spins off into something more serious. And not that this isn't serious, but something more. I don't know. Something.
I'm a girl crush.
Yeah. Well, that's that. Nothing more to say. If you're a MakaMaka fan, if you're a new MakaMaka fan, congratulations. I think they got the spotlight they deserved this week. All right, let's move on now to the big track this week, the big release, the return of Red Velvet with Queendom. Doug kind of went over a few things at the very top of this discussion. 602 days since the release of Psycho, which is, wow, it feels like a whole lifetime ago. With everything that's happened with Red Velvet, kind of the reasons for the hiatus, but still seeing all the members pretty active over the past year and a half, and I think that was what kind of kept me going as a Red Velvet fan. Because I would say Red Velvet was in my top tier of like favorite groups, just everything from their characterizations, their charisma, and their exposure over the years. So it was kind of weird not to have them, but they're back. I'm happy. I'm excited. But Koala, initial feelings. How did you feel about the song? How did it hit you?
I thought the MV itself was like pretty cute, with the witch theme, and also the reintroduction was like a smart thing to do. Because even like I'm not really into Red Velvet. I know their names, but still like it helped in the MV. But it's also cute that they all got like little roles in the MV. I think as employees of the Mystic shop. That was like a theme in their anniversary week. So yeah, overall the song is not too memorable for me yet, but it's not bad at all. It's very cute. And is this part like of the lore? I don't know. Like the only thing I was confused about was the end with that dance scene, because I wasn't sure whether that was an UFO in the background. I don't know whether you know which scene I'm talking about.
I remembered like the cosmic like space scene feel, but I don't really remember if it connected to anything.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Kwangya didn't happen, and that this is just a reintroduction without any like obvious ties to the SM lore, because I don't like lore.
No Kwangya. Red Velvet, I think this is Song of the Year because of that. You think you freaking did it. I think reintroduction was kind of the theme of the conversation this week about this song for the crew, which I think is a perfect way to describe it. We have harmonies. The Red Velvet harmonies are back. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that one time.
You should.
I'm just gonna do that one time. I apologize to everyone. But yeah, it's just really nice to have like the very distinct Red Velvet harmonies back. Wendy's voice mixed in with everyone else's, and visuals. Yeah, visuals are back. We have Irene's face. We have Joy's face. We have Wendy's charm, Yeri's charm, and Solgi's glasses with orange hair. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Very much. What did you think about the positive vibes of the music video and the song? And how that all played into kind of the fantasy aspects of the witchness store.
I mean, it was a good decision because the fandom and like the group did have a tough like past almost 2 years. So this was definitely something good to start with, and just to like hype everything up again and make people feel good. The witchy theme, I don't know whether they had this like fantasy stuff before yet. I only remember like lots of fruits in their past MVs, but I don't know. I'm not too familiar with them. Overall, I think the thing that that I remember the most is like Irene's double colored contact lenses. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Face.
Is it Irene?
It's Irene's
Irene, right?
face. Correct. I'm just gonna keep repeating it's her face. Her face is very face in this music video face. It's just, whew, man, you just sometimes you need to take a breath when the shot holds for like 3 seconds, and then you notice the details of the multicolor contacts and the smirk, and just okay, I'm help. Okay, but overall, very enjoyable visuals. Like you said, I don't think they've done a magic themed music video or concept yet. A lot of fruit, a lot of food, a lot of desserts. Got some ice cream cake. Got some guns and shooting with Russian roulette, which is more an allusion to the game Russian roulette, which is also kind of dark. So don't really know how that came about, but that's actually one of my favorite Red Velvet songs. Yeah, it's weird. My brain's weird for Red Velvet. But they did talk about this song being a halfway point between the Red side and the Velvet side, and this may be the modern adult take on Red Velvet going forward, where they don't really have the experimental side of like a dum dum or an ice cream cake, but they are leaning into a little bit of the R&B sound. I kind of described it as like future R&B because it does have kind of the melodic nature of like future bass, but again, not as like intense. But the song is itself a house track, which I love. I love house music. Even though they did talk about the song not being super catchy and like impactful, do you feel like this song is a nice introduction to new fans? Because I think they made a great point on the show that a lot has happened in K-pop over the past year and a half. We had a pandemic. We had new K-pop fans. If you're new to K-pop and you heard this song and you watched this music video, do you feel like people will attach to this?
I think it is definitely not a bad choice because looking at their past discography, there were some iffy ones, let's be honest. Oh god, oh don't. Like imagine they would have pulled a Zimzalaboom, I think that would have been a big oof. Because it is experimental, I believe there are people that would like it, but like for the general new K-pop fandom, I think it would be too much. Just like next level doesn't hit for some folks. So something safer, as the crew described it, probably was the best choice, and they can like go more into the experimental route later on in like a couple of months whenever they will come back.
I want some weird Red Velvet stuff. Like Zimzalabim was weird, but I'd be down for like a revisit of something super weird and crazy.
So like Zimzalabin, RBB, Oompa Oompa.
RBB, I'm always mixed about that one because I think as like an instrumental, as like the composition, pretty cool. But the lyrics, I really can't get over.
I think the first mistake was to have like Bad Boy in it and releasing actual Bad Boy before. So the association is just okay.
Yeah, they okay. Because Bad Boy was a Velvet song and RBB is a Red song, and like, I think that was like the purpose of like moving into like that style, that genre. But I don't know. There are people who love that song though, I will say.
Do you think they will like go clearly after the Red and Velvet side after this comeback again, or will they stay with this mix kind of?
I'm really not sure because I think this mixed concept works really well as far as like being safe and reintroducing the audience to Red Velvet. But I would not be surprised if they just said, you know what? We're Red Velvet. We have social capital. People know us again. We're just going to do it. We're going to flip it and do a Red side and a Velvet side, which they kind of did with the Reve Festival. I can never pronounce that. Which all the way, by the way, Doug gave me that as a prize one year. He gave me the finale. Yeah, because he came back from Korea, and you pressed the button for a giveaway, and I won the generator.
Because you're lucky.
It's great. I think I did an unboxing for it. I'll find it. I'll post it somewhere. But yeah, I really love it. It's not the typical Red and Velvet like split of a repackage. I think there are songs that are clearly like R&B, and there's Oompa Oompa, and there's Zimzalabim. But I think the distinction has gotten blurred ever since then, as they've gotten older, right? But I don't know. I think aespa right now is filling in that experimental gap. So
oh God.
Maybe Red Velvet doesn't necessarily need to be experimental anymore.
One thing I would like to see though is like a full album comeback, maybe with like a double title track, so one Red, one Velvet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be freaking great.
To see like the clear difference of what they are capable.
Yeah. Do you think? I have a feeling that if they did that in like the near future, it might just be a repackage of these songs. Because the rest of the album is fantastic. There are some really nice like Velvet songs on this album, but this song is very accessible. It's very easy listening. But yeah, I think it's just good, right?
It's just good to have them back.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I think the world is better with Red Velvet back as a group, promoting, doing things together, and I don't know. It might be too early to say, but they feel like they could be the front runners for Girl Group of the Year.
Spicy.
Right? Like I really can't think of another top tier group that would be in contention with all the.
I believe in Blackpink coming back. Okay.
That pause is just for the rest of the audience to understand that statement, because I will not add to that, because I love Blackpink. I will just not add to that. And I feel like Red Velvet right now is the front runner. That's all.
Not Stacy. Sad.
Stacy's got to win Rookie Girl Group of the Year, and they're going up against
aespa.
Yeah,
they were like later on the year.
Yeah, and they got to go against aespa, and aespa will probably win Rookie Girl Group of the Year.
Oh man, yeah. Award season will be crazy again.
Yeah. Well, award season with Red Velvet together on stage, which is
and then Mama being 6 hours straight sounds fun to you.
Let's never do that again. Let's never do that again. Man. All right. Well, let's wrap it up with Red Velvet. Overall, loved that they're back. Very safe song, easy listening. I've been listening to the song all week. I think it's a song that you put on your 2021 playlist, and you just have a positive vibe about life, because life has been very up and down this year for a lot of people, and I think this is a song that'll flip that and just like keep you in a more optimistic mood about things moving forward. Koala, any closing thoughts on Red Velvet?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right, let's move on now to the Soju chart for this week. Spice King, very interesting turn of events. Yeah, let's just go into it. So number 3, we have Weekly with. Let me repeat. At number 3, we have Weekly with Holiday Party. At number 2, we have Red Velvet with Queendom. And at number 1, entering the Hall of Spice, we have Sunmi with You Can't Sit With Us. All right, so I wrote down the breakdown of the voting, but it's a lot, and I feel like they went over it pretty well on the main show. Yes. Anything stood out to you with how they discussed it and how they managed to get to this chart this week?
Thumb being back.
Warren, I should have believed in myself. I should have not taken. So I voted for my third place vote, MakaMaka, as kind of a meme, and to be, it's a 1-point vote. It's like, what? It's a throwaway vote. It's fine. I'm gonna give it to them because it'll make me feel like a better person. But truly,
oh my God,
I should have gone with Somi, because that song is stuck in my head, because I see all the TikToks.
It's really crazy.
she's so well liked in the industry. She has so many friends. It's kind of amazing, and if it fits with everything we know about Somi, right? So it's nice to see her, pop off. I will say it was interesting to see Yua at the Black Label. I don't know what that means.
Probably meeting just friends.
I got excited because I'm a Yua simp, and she's at the Black Label. What does that mean? Cole, help.
Aren't they friends? I thought they were friends.
They are friends, but she's at the Black Label. Yeah.
I mean,
I shouldn't look into it. I know, but still,
yeah, you shouldn't.
Tell me.
Lisa also visits like hella entertainments all the time.
This is true. Okay, that actually helps me calm down now. But Yua. Okay, I'm done. All right. Yeah, and the Herald's homies, they love Dreamcatcher. I think that's very representative of the server. Dreamcatcher, you keep going, keep rocking on. And I think that does help with like just exposure in general, because I think more people should be listening to different kind of music, whether or not it clicks with you. I think trying it is a good way to broaden broaden what you know about. No. All right, geez, fortune cookie, get out of here. We can say that because we're Asian. It's not racist, I promise.
Oh my god.
Yeah, today's episode is amazing. Am I right? Yeah, and then Red Velvet #2. I think that was just representative of Sunmi's song kind of being really good. I love that song. I love that album. That's probably my favorite album of the year so far. And I mean that in the sense that I can listen to every song. I don't think there's an album this year that I've gone through where it's like no skips.
Really?
Yeah, I can't think of one. Do you have an album?
Not even Stacy for you?
Stacy's a single. It's like 3 songs. Like 4, 3 songs, 4 songs. I don't count that.
Wow. What a critic.
This is like a full mini album with like 6 songs where it's like a good amount of time has to be spent like listening to it. Or it's like Stacy's like 3 songs on a mini album or like a single
release.
World
came back. I can't remember who came back. I don't know.
I think the only other one's not K-pop. It's K-hip hop. It's DPR Live. Yeah, I love that album, but it's not K-pop. I can't think of any other like album / mini album.
Yeah, I only listen to Sunny from that album.
That's a great song.
That's why I listen to it.
Sunny. Yeah, see, I love it. Yes.
Oh my god.
But yes, all the flowers to Sunmi and You Can't Sit With Us, Hall of Spice, along with the other amazing songs on that list. Yes, Warren, that includes the Dreamcatcher song. You didn't say it on the show. We will say it for you. You love it. All right. Any closing thoughts this week on the Spice chart? Spice chart? Spice King Soju chart?
We will never learn it.
Clearly. But interesting moving forward with other songs. I think Stray Kids is the one to look out for. Were there any other songs coming up that stood out to you that may disrupt? TXT, yeah.
Brave Girls.
Say that again?
How? Brave Girls. How did you?
Okay, well, I hesitate because I don't know how well received another Brave Girl song will be. I will probably
this
love
seems
it.
Dark.
I will love it because it sounds like it's after Rewrite, which is more city pop, and me and city pop, I love it, but I don't know how well received it will be for everyone else.
Aww.
Yeah, I will love it, but again, I don't know how it will do on this chart. TXT, are they gonna do another angsty song?
I already listened to it, but I won't answer that question. Suspension.
Oh, it's out already?
It was released like yesterday.
Oh, well, see, I'm so up to date. All right. Well, this week is an interesting conversation. Koala, I love having you back. I can't stay on topic this week. Let's end it there. So, This week's Soju chart, we had Weekly, Red Velvet, and Sunmi with Spice King, Hall of Spice. Let us know what you think. You know, we pop off on the server, on the Discord server, in the SojuTalk Talk channel. A lot of changes coming up in the following weeks with Sunmi being retired and a lot of brand new hard-hitting songs to follow. All right. Let's talk briefly about some of the news items. I only have two that I'm going to point out. Shout out to ITZY, Loco, full album, 15 songs, 20 songs.
20 songs.
Am I crazy? Repackage? Yes. Probably. Guess who loves you? Naya.
Oh, I saw that already. Stop it.
And then we have Stacy Grills. It's going down 2 weeks from now. About 2 weeks, September 6th. So we have another song this year from Stacy.
Let's go.
They're killing it. In my heart of hearts, I really do want them to win Rookie Girl Group of the Year. But I think aespa's next level, and even Black Mamba at the end of last year.
I mean, it depends because I don't know whether SM still has beef with Mnet. So it could be that that aespa is nominated on like Mama, and Stacey could take that.
I mean, that would be great. I mean, that would be like the biggest upset of like the century. I'm exaggerating, but like that would be a crazy upset that SM debuts a brand new girl group and they don't win Rookie Girl Group of the Year.
I mean, there are other awards they can win, so not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, but the expectation is to sweep them all, right? So, I don't know. But Stacey's coming back. Let's go. I have no expectations. I see the teaser photos. They're looking interesting, whimsical. like they're in like a field with a sepia tone, you know? So I don't really know what's happening, but I'm excited.
Oh, would you be ready for like moody Stacey?
If that happens, my brain will break because that's my life, and now Stacey's part of that part of my life. I don't know what to do.
So,
yeah. Any news items hit you this week?
I don't think so. No, not really.
All right, let's move on now to State of the Nation. So there was a hangout this week. You know, Warren and Anita. Warren got to see the Flower in person in Ann Arbor, where they went to school, and it was kind of nice to hear them talk about life and seeing friends and the drumming club that can no longer be together because they sold their drums.
Oh my god, so dark.
Oh man! Shout out to No Thai, the Thai place. I've never been there. I've been to the Midwest twice, but never been to that place. Perhaps next time I will go. I will take photos. I'll post them on the Discord. Anything stand out to you about their little hangout this week?
I wonder when like the first trio meetup will be after Rona.
Yeah.
Maybe KCON.
So KCON New York is scheduled.
Is it?
Correct? Someone told me it was scheduled. I didn't think so. I should.
I don't. They started to announce like K Contact again.
All right, so let's just assume that it's not scheduled. I could look it up, but yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, hopefully the world gets back to something. That's all
and you will be an influencer on KCON.
I hate you so much.
Yay!
Moving on. Any closing thoughts about the hangout, the crew getting together this week?
It's nice. I also want to meet people again, like outside of school. Corona isn't too bad here, but
I was about to say, you see people, you go to school.
I'm not, at school. People are not like the main priority, but it's just surviving.
Out of necessity, I feel it. Well, you know what? You've probably socialized so well that when you see people in real life again, you'll be a brand new person. Some would say that you are a top tier trainee. Some would say that you are the number one position on the top
I'm
nine.
like really wondering how your brain works to like pull out clown shit from nowhere. Like it doesn't even make sense anymore at this point.
Which leads us to Girls Planet 999, episode 2, second part of the intro stages this week. Koala, what did you think? What were your favorite performances? How'd you like it? Perfect
I
transition.
don't remember the performances
Perfect
a
transition.
lot.
Just too overwhelmed, right? Just a lot to take in.
That's totally the cause, and not because I sped up a bit because I didn't have time.
Yeah, okay.
I remember Ruiqi. That's it.
Nice. Well, the crew went over in pretty good detail. I did appreciate that they went over almost every single performance that was broadcasted, and then they talked about the packages that were put together of the snippets and clips of performances. That's what kind of was jarring for me, because some of the girls that made it in the top 9 were not shown on the show performing.
Oh yeah, the top 9 was the fee. I'm not agreeing with it at all.
Oh, spicy. All right, let's go there. What don't you agree with most, Koala?
Eugene, probably. Yes.
She
Then that girl number 9 that I don't know.
was she shown? I can't remember her.
No,
So-
I don't.
So that's the thing, right? It's like because it's within the episode. Like if they showed the results like on another episode, which would be annoying, but they gave the audience time to like look up her performance, then okay, like that makes sense. But then you put it in the episode that way, it feels jarring as far as like the storytelling for.
I mean, like
what's
I would have
happening.
expected for them to show everyone who will make it into top 9, because they know who it will be, because they've pre-filmed that. Like, why would you cut her off?
Yeah, this was done like a month ago. I don't understand like the editing choice to like make it unclear as to why this person is in the top 9, because we
I don't
straight
know.
up didn't
And
see
like
it.
the order of the top 9 was also confusing with Kanye, so I will agree with the crew. In general, I just missed some people like Mashiro and like Yurina. So I don't know. It was like kind of weird at some parts.
Mashiro, I do remember her in episode 1. She was memorable to me, but I only remembered her because like I really paid attention to her stage. She was a pair.
Yes, duo.
A duo, yeah. Which is great. Yurina, I remember her name, but I can't remember what she.
The only good fancy girl.
Okay, got it. that is a great description. So Eugen is a very interesting case study, right? So I think it's kind of split on the server. Some people really love her because they know who she is. Some people are trying to be very objective and take the show as the judgment, the base judgment of like where she should be placed. And it kind of falls into the question of like the crew bringing this up about the way that the masters are judging the idols, either by potential or in a vacuum, how well did they do in their performance? Is that problematic?
I mean, they won't choose the top 9. Well, they will save kids though.
It feels problematic.
Yeah, kind of.
It's not consistent, because I get that the judges are raising the standard for the idols that have already debuted, whether that's Cherry Bullet Girls, Bandit, or Eugen, specifically Eugen in this case, where she's a very polished performer, a lot better dancer than I remember, great charisma, knows where the camera is, all of those amazing things that an idol who's been out for 7 years and has been on stage hundreds of times knows what to do. But the vocal quality, I think that was like the thing that also like left me thinking, could be a little bit better, could be more. And then all of a sudden, like the judges love her. It's like, wait, so is she raised to a higher standard or not? It's like,
Yeah, I was confused.
yeah. And then also the idea of judging off of potential was very confusing.
I mean, I get that, but I think it would be better if they specifically said which trainee they see potential in, because maybe then it's more like reasonable and better to understand for the audience. But if you just say, yeah, let's judge by potential and by who was the best at stage, well, wow, thank you. You can just put anyone in there then, I guess.
Yeah, I do think the editing was just not great in this episode for a lot of reasons, right? So the not showing all of the top 9 was a problem. And they probably did have longer conversations that they edited the shit around of. Like, you can tell it's like so cut off. It's like, oh, there's probably more to that. And then that's it. They give you like 3 words and then they cut to something else. It's like, okay. Which I don't understand completely, because they gave it 2.5 hours last week and they cut this down to an hour and a half. I think people are still watching it if it was 2 hours. So I don't know. And also the dorm stuff felt not that it was long, but there was just there was a lot. There's like 45 minutes.
You see, there were enough people to watch the 4-hour long episodes for Youth With You at some points, so 2 hours won't be too bad for this.
Yeah, I think they cut around kind of a lot. Maybe a lot of important stuff for me. Going back to some of the performances. So, all right. So I have 3 that I wrote down that are just like, oh, my brain.
That you're simping.
My brain broke. All right. So
simping.
let's start with the Wow Thing. Okay. First of all, it's Wow Thing. If you don't know Wow Thing, it was a unit project with Chungha, Soyeon, Sinbi, and Solgi. Okay?
Wow.
Put your brain in that space of 4 years ago when that was allowed to happen. That was before peak Chungha and Soyeon. And I just my brain hurts just thinking about it.
Brain.
Okay, so back to the show. Doa, her video package was amazing. A lot of stuff about Produce 48, about her debuting with Fantastic and then no longer being part of that. The reason I know her is from a web drama called The World of My 17 as a supporting character. Very fun, loving, good friend to Oh My Girl's Aren. So that is why I'm rooting for Doa, because she is Aren's friend. Or so we think. How did you think? How did you think about the performance, Koala?
I don't remember it. Crispy, I will be very honest with you.
Really? Okay. Well,
I was watching the episode like as a whole and like half asleep, so I was probably not paying way too much attention to it. My fault.
that's okay. Well, let's talk about Doa then. Was there anything about Doa that stood out to you between the video package and then kind of the stuff they showed a little bit later when she was getting into her cells and the dorm stuff?
Am I thinking of the right person right now? I think Doa, the bandit girl.
No.
Fanatics.
Fanatics, yes.
Oh god.
Well, technically,
it was so hard.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, just know that she's got a lot of charisma. She's got they gave her the sad backstory, so we're gonna probably hear a lot about Produce 48. We're gonna hear a lot about her debuting already, and they're probably gonna very much focus on her performing ability and how that's kind of leveled up. Because I think between the time that I saw her in The World of My 17, I would not have guessed she was an idol. But now she's like, oh yes, like good stuff. Okay, let's move on now to let's talk briefly about Yujin and Bubble Pop. Again, another very emotional video package. Them saying specifically that Cube dismissed CLC first time that's made public. The crew went into it. How that's kind of fucked up. What did you think about like that being the tone setter for Yujin's performance?
I think the editing was clearly made to sympathize with her because, like, okay, she already has a fan base, but on top of that, you want to make the audience that doesn't know her personally like sympathize with her because her group is not like disbanding but on hiatus, and this is like her last chance and shot to really pop off. And also like the whole atmosphere with her also not wearing shoes but dancing barefoot. So the whole setting was just very clearly aimed at a specific thing.
Yeah. And it also added to the drama that Fu Yanning was is our antagonist in all of this, is our villain in this story. So I mean, Mnet is doing a nice job manipulating the emotions for Yujin's story. I think her story is already compelling, but man, there's just a lot to get people watching about her specifically. Good for them because I think they found a storyline that will follow throughout the entirety of the series if Fu Yaning and Yujin make it very far, which kind of feels like they will. We talked about the performance a bit, but was there anything about the performance that you liked or anything that you felt critical about?
I think in general it was kind of underwhelming for Eugene at least. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm also not the biggest fan of bubble pop. That could also be the reason. But like, I don't know what I expected, but this was like not bad. But overall, it was just not enough for me to convince me of her like abilities to be top 9.
Yeah, no, I had to think about that, right? I had to like step back and take my emotions out of it because I think that was a big reason why and not to say that it's like completely fixed, but the masters like kind of pushed her to be top 9 because a lot of like the backstory. Say what you will, I do think that had a lot to do with it, or at least like some to do with it. And as a skilled idol, she has it, but you're talking about like the top 9 best in this competition, and I think that's where the questions can be debated, right? Which is great because now it makes for a spirited conversation and a lot of questions moving forward. But hopefully it all pans out well for her and just all of her teammates for the next challenge and herself specifically. Okay, let's move on to the last performance that I particularly loved. The I don't know how to set this up aside from I'm kind of dead. I'm done. If I could give 9 votes to this person, I would every day. If I could only vote for this person and not her,
Well, you don't you.
and not herself, cool, I would do that. But I have to vote for herself, which is fine too because I like all those members. We have Snapping performed by Su Ruiqi, Chinese idol, Chinese trainee, already debuted with her group in China.
She has a group?
Yes, she debuted in China.
Oh, well, no, groups really don't do well in China.
Yeah, well, she's here, but she's the ace. She has all the levels of performance, whether that's charisma, dance, and singing, all wrapped up together. And Snapping is a very difficult song because Chungha's register is very airy, very high, all the while doing pretty difficult choreography. So the fact that she did it, oh my god, I'm dead. I can't really talk critically. So Koala, what'd you think? How'd you feel?
She's definitely talented and like her confident, bossy vibes fit the song. I don't like Snapping a whole ton. It's not my favorite Chungha song, but it fit her. And it was clear that she would like be in like the top 5. I think she's pretty much locked in if she doesn't have like some weird scandal coming up. I don't see her like not debuting.
I hope the real world outside stuff doesn't affect this show. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, no, with her, I will say this, and you could check the receipts. Before she performed this, before her like video package like happened, like I saw a couple of like the previews, and I was like, that one, I pick her. Check the receipts on Discord. The dates are there. I picked her before all this, and so I don't watch like the Chinese competition shows, or I don't really know like C-pop and C Entertainment, so I didn't know her, but I could recognize a dancer when I see it. I was like, oh, she's got it. And now I'm carrying this flag with the other simps. Doug has been so kind to give us a channel. We have a thread. So a thread in the Girls Planet 999 channel. We have the Ruiqi Fanclub, and we are very active. We are, holding down the fort. That thread will never be archived. Never. That's all I'll say. Yeah, so she's excellent. She did great. All my votes are going there. Really not much more to say. I think the crew did a nice job analyzing her performance, and then the fact that she was part of a super team now with the Cell reshuffling with Izaki Hikaru, Jun Jiun, and herself, Su Ruiqi. If that team doesn't debut, I don't understand the show.
I mean, I don't know the Korean kid, or more like I don't remember her. So
I don't know if they showed her performance. I think they
who
did.
is she?
I think they did, but I can't remember. I did go back to watch all of the performances separately on the YouTube channel, so I don't know if it was actually broadcasted. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason why she was selected. All right, so they did a reshuffle at the end where they had the top 9 pick their own teams, pick their own cells. The crew mentioned it's a little problematic because essentially you have the top 9 selecting each other, which is what happened. And they talked about kind of the overpowered cells, which go back to the main show. They are all overpowered, 100%. I want to talk about the awkward finding new cell situation. All right, Koala.
I know, awkward to say I don't want to be in a cell with you anymore.
Right? How do you, to the people you just met? It's just
like that one girl that just like put everyone arms into the air.
Right? It's like everyone raise your hand. Like, what do you mean? I liked you. Koala, did you have PTSD from like finding a team to work with, a group to work with for a school project?
Not school, but like PE class.
Yes, it does feel like a PE team picking situation where it's like you're the last kids left. It's like, oh, nobody picked me. Nobody picked us. I guess we're a team now. I could have used a little bit more of that. That was pretty great television. But we did get a little bit more of that later when they broke off into groups for their mission challenge, which was creating groups of 9, so 3 cells, and then ultimately at the very end where there were cells left over that just got bunched together.
Oh well.
Super awk. I love it. Give me more. After the stage performances, they showed the dorms and dorm life. They had a baby photos mission. They had some dorm bonding, kind of cute, kind of nice dorms. Anything that stood out to you during the dorm experience?
Not really, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty nice to see the dorms. Pretty nice to jump into the challenge right away. But yeah, I think overall it sets the tone that they are all going to be relatively close, or at least like by proximity. And these challenges are going to be really spicy because yeah, the team selection part is just great. I fucking love it. All right, let's just quickly go over kind of the songs that they'll be doing for the challenge. We have Blackpink's How You Like That, IZ*ONE's Fiesta, Twice Yes or Yes, Oh My Girl, the 5th season, and then EBS, EXO's The Eve, BTS Mic Drop, and 17's Pretty You. What do you think about the formatting for this challenge and the way that the points will be distributed for the winners, getting double votes in the first 24 hours, and then for EBS, triple votes for the first 24 hours for the winner?
I like that they included boy group songs. I also like already am used to the winning vote stuff from like Youth With You because they also did that if your group won, you get like I don't know. I'm grabbing these numbers out of my ass. 200,000 votes, and like the number one in the winning group gets additionally 100,000. So it was always like that, but it didn't really matter in China because they had votes in the millions. But I can't tell yet how important it will be for this show because we don't have any dimensions yet. So yeah, it will be interesting to see, and also nice to like include the risky part with the boy groups, but getting triple the votes.
Yeah, that was a nice wrinkle to the competition, right? Because the crew mentioned it. So Doug said he would rather choose like the safe play if he was part of the show. Girl group song. But then Warren was saying, this is your time to shine. Take the big risk. And also the payoff is really big because it's triple votes for the winner. Although you were competing against two others, but they're doing different songs. So, it'll be interesting the next couple of weeks. And also the number one group will be on M Countdown, which will be really fun.
Wow.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts about this week's episode of Girls Planet 999?
There have been like spoilers for which team won online, so I just want people to know to look out for it and maybe not spoil yourself. Because I, for instance, already know who will win in Fiesta.
Oh, okay. Well, good
because
to know.
they like iQIYI, I think forgot to blur a scene in the teaser.
Got it. Okay. Well, good thing
So yeah.
I wasn't paying too much attention to the end.
I don't think it was on the YouTube version. It's only on the Chinese platform.
I am watching it on iQIYI's website.
Oh well.
So good.
You have access to that?
Apparently.
China doesn't hate you anymore?
I don't know. I mean, I'm half Chinese. I'm not nationally Chinese, but ethnicity,
Oh, well.
blood. Does that work? Is that why they're tracking me through this vaccine? So they
Yes, totally. That 5G.
Got it. Makes sense. I knew I got this vaccine for a good reason, so I could watch Girls Planet 999 and root for my national pride, Su Ruiqi.
Oh well.
Yeah. Well, a really fun episode. I'm invested. I think the crew made a nice
I
point
can tell.
that you don't have to learn all of the girls because half of them will get eliminated. So I'm just gonna stick to Su Ruiqi and her cell, which is the OP super broken super team of Hikaru and Jiun. So there you go. All right, let's move on now to our weekly check-in, our closing thoughts. Koala, it's nice to have you back. How's school?
Kind of stressful. I need to be in a group meeting in like 10 minutes.
Well, tell them to wait because you are doing influencer shit. You are very important. We understand that you're very in high demand. After your meeting, you're probably going to go and train and practice the songs that you have to perform next week. We get it. Okay, we get it. But, I appreciate you being here. It's very nice. Are you well? Do you have any illnesses that you're battling?
Not more than usually.
Well, that's good. Well, hopefully that you're not like too laid up in bed and just like out. I mean, you are going to school and going to PE, so I think you're okay. But at the same time, maybe not. Yeah. For me, I had ramen this week. Toshokin ramen in San Mateo. Very delicious. A bit expensive, I will say.
How much?
It was $18 for a bowl of ramen.
That's okay. But maybe it's also the German in me.
No, okay. Well, there's some places that are not as expensive. And also the alcohol got kind of pricey. So I got a beer. And then I got a lychee flavored cold sake. 2 bottles between 2 people. It was a good time.
Wow.
It was about $23 for a bottle. That was kind of pricey. I was kind of dumb, but then after...
I think that isn't it a mistake to buy alcohol in restaurants, especially if it's like obviously imported from Asia?
Usually. Very much a mistake. No, I will say, yeah, like probably like 90% a mistake, unless like you just YOLO and you want to party and celebrate with the people you're having.
There's like
with.
one soju bottle being like $8 here in the restaurant.
Oh yeah, ridiculous. I try not to buy soju or sake at restaurants, but I think I was just
you didn't succeed.
I was too curious. I was like, what is this lychee flavored cold sake? It tasted like a dessert, which is a problem because there's alcohol, and we drank a lot. Yeah, I walked it off and got boba, but I was still pretty drunk like an hour later. Other than that, that's probably all my adventures for the week. Pretty chill, pretty fun. A lot of food adventures recently as the world's opening up again, but also will be closing again soon, apparently, in California. So I'm just trying to enjoy it while it's available, because chances are it'll be closed again soon.
Oh well.
Great. Yeah, no, that's it for me. Any final thoughts for the week? Anything you're looking forward to?
Weekend.
What do you have planned for the weekend?
I have nothing planned. I just want to chill.
Nice. And those kinds of weekends are needed sometimes, All right. Well, that does it for this week on the SojuTalk Nation podcast. Thank you everyone for listening to the SojuTalk Nation podcast episode 32, and welcome back, Koala. We appreciate you being here.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify or your preferred podcast platform, and continue the conversation on the SojuTalk Kpop Podcast Discord.
This has been the SojuTalk Nation for Koala. This is Crispy. Bye.